The Sports Talk Recruiting Report is sponsored by Seawell's Catering.
Well, whom else would we have handle the big recruiting reports other than Seawell's? Because this is the time of year you need to be starting to think about Seawell's, not just with regards to football season. Gamecock fans, parking opportunities are available there. You get in touch with Seawell's. Plus, of course, catering for your tailgates. You can certainly start looking forward to fall weddings. Any major party you have through the fall all the way into the holidays, Seawell's is the place to go, and especially on a Friday, Josh, for the daily luncheon buffet.
Oh, yeah, that's the most important part. 11 to 2, Tuesday through Friday. And tomorrow we have roast beef. It's a roast beef Friday. We got fried pork chops and baked flounder fillets. That's a mouthful right there. Sounds amazing, though.
It does. And don't forget about all your farm fresh vegetables and dessert, sweet tea. Everything is available at Seawell's. It's the best buffet in town, best buffet around. And you can check them out right across the street from the Rocket off the fairgrounds in Columbia and at SeawellsCateringSC.com. Recruiting this afternoon hit on the big story to open up the show. South Carolina earned a significant recruiting win today when speedy wide receiver Lex Cyrus of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, announced a commitment to the Gamecocks over Penn State. Teams don't often go into Pennsylvania and pull out a coveted homegrown prospect, of course, from the Nittany Lions. But Shane Beamer, along with receivers coach Mike Furry and also offensive coordinator Dowell Loggins, were able to present an offensive case that won over Cyrus. Cyrus only made official visits to Penn State and USC, but he also had offers from several other major programs such as Oregon, Miami, Kentucky, Auburn, Notre Dame, Nebraska, Texas A&M, and Wisconsin. Really just being on campus and talking to all the coaches and being around the team, it just felt like the most comfortable place and a place that I want to be at, Cyrus said about South Carolina after making his announcement on the On3 YouTube channel. What attracted all of these offers were Cyrus's great speed and excellent hands. He was the 2023 Pennsylvania Independent Athletic Association, I believe, PIAA state champion in the 100 meters, and he finished third in this year's event. On the gridiron last season, he had 67 catches for 1,315 yards to go along with 13 touchdowns. Just a great player that is coming in ready to work, ready to show what he can do in the SEC, Cyrus said about himself and what fans can expect from him. No doubt South Carolina fans were a little antsy on Sunday after they lost cornerback commitment Shamari Earls to Georgia, and the Bulldogs reached out and offered another of their commitments to defensive tackle Caleb Williams. Williams and Earls happen to be close friends, though they are from different towns in Virginia. Williams was interviewed by the Georgia On3 and 24/7 Sports websites and had positive things to say about the offer from the Bulldogs, while adding he was still firm with the Gamecocks. He followed that up, of course, as we mentioned yesterday, with an Instagram post stating he is a man of his word and his bond with the Gamecocks remains strong. He also talked with us last night for additional comments. He said now that he's had time to think about the offer from Georgia, it's really had little impact on his thinking. Nothing yet, Williams said. It can have an impact if I don't know the people there yet. That's up to Georgia. I can't make them want to talk to me. I would show my respect and tell them that I would let them know if anything comes up. Meaning, if at some point he decides to investigate another option besides USC, he might. I love this. I've never heard Phil use this term, Josh. He writes, he might holler back at Georgia. Yeah. I didn't know Corn knew about hollering at anybody other than the two of us.
Yeah,
holler back at Georgia. I'm impressed. I'm impressed at the Corn.
Yeah.
Right now, Williams, that's maybe getting some, trying to get a little hip, is Corn. Williams said there's no reason to think that will happen, though. They still feel great, Williams said of the Gamecocks. Yeah, I'm 100% solid with the Gamecocks. All right, center Isaac Sowles of Louisville Thursday named the final three of South Carolina, Kentucky, and NC State. He cut Miami from his prior short list of 4. He will make his commitment announcement on July the 18th. Sowell made his official visit to USC the first weekend of June. He also visited USC for a camp in 2023 and a game last season, and he made 2 visits to Columbia this spring, including the Gamecocks' spring game. Clemson is now being favored to land defensive end Bryce Davis of Greensboro, North Carolina, by Steve Wiltfong and Chad Simmons of On3. Davis is set to announce on July the 20th and has a Final Four of Clemson, USC, Georgia, and Duke. Previously, the sense of many national experts had Davis, of course, going to Georgia, where it seems like they get all the good players, but looks like Clemson may hold on to this one. Former USC baseball commitment at wide receiver Micah Matthews has committed to Virginia Tech. USC men's basketball coach Lamont Paris earlier this year offered 3 prospects from Finland, each in different recruiting classes. 2025 6'7" Abdullah Mzil, also 2026 6' 6" Aaron Ekwer, and also 2027 6'7" Nati Ruhili. The Gamecocks have 2 players from Finland on their roster for this upcoming season, of course. And 6'8" Jamaica Wilkins of Arden, North Carolina, who has drawn Clemson recruiting interest this summer, has been offered by Oklahoma. And that's, albeit a relatively short and smooth one, that is recruiting here tonight, presented by our good friends over at Seawells. And don't forget, folks, if you're looking for a parking spot for Gamecock football, you need to check them out. You can give them a call at 803-771-7385 or log on for all the details on catering and anything else you need. Just email SeawellsCateringSC.com.